Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Fluffy Cup Grand Final.
Fluffy Final.
Fluffy Final indeed. How are you, Maelstrom?
I'm good, how are you?
I am fantastic. I get to watch some fantastic players play. What just happened with my... That's odd. That's very odd. Why is my fog of war turned on? Now it's... Just show me what I want to see, please. Okay?
It does happen like that.
So, this is a mirror matchup. We force the two players to pick the same champion because we want this to come down to skill alone. And for exactly the same reasons we said you're only allowed to buy shoes. Sir Loinsteak has a bit of an issue because we had some strangeness occur. We had some very strangeness. In fact, this is the second time we've attempted this. We called it off because he bought cloth armor, which we then discovered was going into shoes, but we decided to work on the principle that unless they're actually on your feet, we don't want them.
Light travels so fast,
or in your mouth. You're allowed to get consumables.
Indeed.
So yes, these two champions are going to be facing it off with skill alone. They're not going to be able to put their build or try and steamroll snowballing against the opponent. They're not going to be able to do any of that. It's just going to be who can hurt the other more, who can play Shen to the best of their ability, and none of them are regular Shen players.
Double sword there, that was brilliant.
I would be suggesting that we'll be seeing a lot of this.
And we will be seeing a lot of this, and it will not get old.
It won't get old at all. It's going to be interesting because farm's going to be mildly important to be able to afford the constant stream of potions that you're going to be chugging. These guys are addicts after all. And Karmaco putting Feint to great use. I don't believe Sir Loinsteak hasn't put a point in it yet. And so that's really starting to cost him. That shield...
Yeah, 2 in the sword and 1 in the dash.
Means he's got a better short sword, which gives him better sustain if he were using it to sustain, but at the minute, Karmaco is absorbing any damage he takes on that shield.
He is, yeah. You can see Karmaco starting off with Mercury Treads, which is a good idea. That'll reduce...
taunt duration, and...
yeah, that'll reduce a lot of things.
And all the damage, because magic resistance up against a Shen, like, what's he gonna do to you except magic damage? The occasional auto attack itself. I'd much rather have that early than go for something like the Ninja Tabby. However, the Ninja Tabby will protect Sir Loinsteak from minion shots and regular auto attacks.
It makes sense. The minions are so dangerous when Shen's battling them because minions just immediately focus him, and he's got that shield, but he'll need to save that for Karmaco coming out of nowhere, which will probably happen a lot.
Karmaco's looking... You can see it in the two players. Sir Loinsteak knows he's now on the back foot because Karmaco's been getting as much damage as he can onto Sir Loinsteak and less on the minions, whereas Sir Loinsteak's had not incredibly focused, but he's had a degree of focus on dealing damage to minions. At the same time, Karmaco can negate a lot of the damage, as we said, with Feint, preventing him from suffering in a direct, I'm gonna throw a sword at you, you're gonna throw a sword at me fight.
See Karmaco picking up a lot of minion kills, though. Usually when I play Shen, it's incredibly hard to pick up the minion kills, but he seems to be doing very well with it.
Utilizing Key Strike effectively makes last-hitting minions surprisingly easy, but he also has the advantage of having Sir Loinsteak on that slight disadvantage. Sir Loinsteak's not ready for a fight yet. He might be later, but right now he's in a situation where I can't afford to duel you one-on-one.
And you see, he still hasn't, Sir Loinsteak still hasn't put a point in his shield yet.
And a very interesting choice.
I mean, his swords are going to do a lot of damage, but he's not going to be able to block anything.
And his taunt will be longer, Because, I mean, at this point by now, both players should have about 4 points in that thrown sword. But
yeah, and you can see they both do.
they both do. But the taunt is where the difference is. So Loinsteak has 3 points in his taunt, whereas Karmaco, he's got 1 in shield, 1 in dash, and 1 in his ultimate, which is a silly mistake. There's nothing to ultimate to. But easy mistake to make. Oh, fighting over that health pick up there. Lots of damage taken for Sir. Not sure if it was worth getting the pickup. But yeah, as I was saying, Sir Loinsteak's going to have a vastly increased taunt duration, but at the same time that will be counterbalanced by the shoes. The Mercury treads early, really working in Karmaco's favour.
Not really working. He has had to use 2 potions yet, and Sir Loinsteak actually hasn't used any of his potions yet. He still has the 5 that he bought when he left.
I would imagine that he's looking to try and avoid spending those if possible, because he knows he needs to stay in lane. And to try and put health onto health pickups like that, which are not going all that well for him, but I think he's picking up some health from it. Not anymore. And to use his heal, because through use of his heal, he can reduce his, or increase his cost efficiency in this matchup. It's not going to have a big effect, but if he can get all the different shoes out to try and maximize his armor and magic resist faster, and then start getting those elixirs, that'll have a massive effect.
Yeah, it will.
However, what else will have a massive effect is the swords constantly being thrown at him. He's not going to be able to last long enough to get that heal.
Oh, he almost missed that one.
He did, but definite increase in health. However, Karmaco's just going to walk back and pick up two health pickups himself, not looking to spend those potions. So Loinsteak now has drunk 2 potions and is waiting for that health return. I don't really know what to expect from this matchup.
I don't. I mean, it could really go either way. No player, at the moment that I can see, no player is better than one or the other. So Loinsteak's doing an excellent job at surviving, and Karmaco's doing an excellent job of pushing.
However, at the same time, he's done very, very little damage to the tower overall. Yes, that's what'll win in the game, that small amount, but not so.
Well, Surge being used.
We're having a massive engagement.
The barrier
here.
being popped.
The barrier feint combination means that Karmaco's not taking any damage at all. So Loinsteak probably very frustrated with that engagement, but at the same time, Karmaco's now vulnerable.
Or Ignite being used, he's going to want
There it goes.
First Blood.
He suffers a few tower shots from it, but very, very close fight.
And that being said, being killed actually allows Sir Loinsteak to go back and buy items, and you can see Karmaco looking to execute himself here.
To get the same opportunity, and at the same time trying to eat those health pickups so that they're not there when Sir Loinsteak needs them.
Very smart idea. So you're getting Magic Resist and Boots of Swiftness, along with an Elixir of Agility and one of Brilliance by Sir Loinsteak. While besides Sorcerer's Shoes, Berserker Greaves, a Ninja Tabby, and 1 Elixir of Fortitude, and
Some health potions.
Some health potions. So he actually has a full... His item slots are completely filled.
I'm wondering, because I've never actually taken the time to find out. The effects of boots that aren't movement related, I don't actually know whether or not they stack. So, if you have Mercury Treads and Ninja Tabby, do you get the effects of both? Or do you only get the effects of the one that's first in your inventory? Which is why Sir Loinsteak has shifted the Boots of Swiftness to first slot, because it means he'll have a speed advantage. Granted, a near negligible one of 20 movement points, if it works out the way I believe it does. But it's one that will exist. It is. The movements, I'm not sure about the stats, but the movement speed is working out as expected. So Loinsteak has a 20 move speed advantage. However, he's also taking a hell of a beating.
A lot of damage. That Sorcerer's Shoes, I think, would work really well with the Vorpal Blade.
work fantastically. Ooh, apparently lag being called out.
Yeah, that is not something that's going to be nice for anyone.
Not pleasant at all. Karmaco has taken a second point in his ultimate. Whereas Sir Loinsteak going for maximum efficiency, however, he needs to work on that feint. If he can't get that off when he needs it, it's going to cause him problems. Drawn out fight happening here. Feints being popped at the moment they come off cooldown.
You see Karmaco's doing a bit of a pattern here. He'll throw something, he'll taunt, and then he'll put on his shield.
Which is...
And that's a combo I've seen a lot of Shen players utilize.
Well, what that does in a fight is it means, okay, they've got the sword on them, so every time I hit them, I regenerate some health. That's important. And you want to be throwing your sword at them as often as you can. In this sort of fight, it's your main damage output. The shield and then dash, or dash and then shield, the dash reduces the damage you take from that person by 50%, and the shield means you're not taking any damage from them. So
I see another death happening here, so Loinsteak has been killed again.
Karmaco...
That ignite doing wonders.
I'm not sure what the difference is between him and Sir Loinsteak in this particular matchup. He's got a slight level lead, but it's hard to pit where the damage is coming from that's giving him such an advantage. Although Ignite, I suspect, is having a massive impact, reducing the healing and dealing true damage.
You see here, I've just gone back and had a look. I think the effects do stack, because he just bought 2 Ninja Tabi, and before, if I go back again, he had 94 armor, and now, if we go back, he has 123.
It's a very clean fight now. Sir Loinsteak holding his own in a drawn-out slash fest with Karmaco. Yes, that the health pickup and barrier brought into play meant that Karmaco's come out of it slightly on top, but that extra armor has meant that in a drawn-out fight, where they're both just auto-attacking each other, he appears to be slightly ahead. However, the magic penetration means that Karmaco's abilities are far in excess of Sir Loinsteak, and he'll win in a significantly drawn-out engagement.
As you can see, that happened here.
They're going to be both wanting to get every health pickup they can and deny any health pickup from the enemy that they can get, because right now it is so incredibly, brutally close.
It is. It really is. See that tower almost being destroyed.
Fallen, and Karmaco's taking a shot from it, but he carries it on the feint. Both players running very, very low on energy, looking to... Well, they're both looking to cast every ability as soon as they can. It's the nature of a ninja. I feel like Sir Loinsteak's looking for the chance to get Karmaco taunted in near the tower, get some free damage output from the tower shots, but it's not quite enough, and now Karmaco has taken the advantage.
Yes, it was a good plan by Sir Loinsteak, but that health pickup that just spawned behind Karmaco was just bad luck for him.
At exactly the wrong time.
It was. You see Karmaco easily leading in minion kills. He's going to have a lot of money to get a lot more items, which will just keep him just that much far ahead of Sir Loinsteak.
That money difference is going to have a massive impact. Like...
It will.
Not in the lateness of this game, because eventually both players will have 6 pairs of shoes and be buying elixirs constantly. Or maybe 5 pairs of shoes and carry around a bucket full of health potions and just chug them constantly whenever low or in a fight. We'll see.
Indeed, I miss that.
Bit of a fight breaking out under the tower. Surge, probably a mispick from Sir Loinsteak. He pops his shield, and that ignite tears him down.
That ignite was It's working really well for
It's
Karmaco.
making a difference because it's reducing the effectiveness of the heal and the health return from Vorpal Blade.
It is. Wow, I've actually dropped down to 15 frames per second at the moment. Not sure what's up with that.
Interesting observation to make. I do not know what's up with that either, but I suppose there's not much else to say right now because at the minute, Sir Loinsteak's dead, buying a second pair of Berserker's Greaves, going for a very physical-orientated Shen. An interesting choice. It means in a drawn-out fight where they're both slashing away, he's going to get a lot more out of his T-Blade. T-Strike. And we're having one of those fights right now, both champions popping their abilities when they can, barrier being popped.
Barrier being used. Wow.
The problem is Sir Loinsteak's now 2 levels behind, and if that doesn't have a massive effect, I don't know what will. He needs to go for the health pickup, but Karmaco's going for it. Karmaco grabs the health pickup, and now Sir Loinsteak is far behind. He needed that for himself. Haunted. Karmaco's going in for the kill. The damage they do to each other is basically equalized by the healing they each get from Vorpal Blade. This is extraordinary. Fights could last for hours if nothing intervened.
They could.
But
yeah.
Of course, we both know that Karmaco will use Ignite when he can, Sir Loinsteak will use Heal when he can. Their summoner abilities are the main difference between these two players, and their items, of course. Who's going to have the advantage from that? So far it's Karmaco, but we'll see what happens toward the late game. Sir Loinsteak pulling back, looking to stay with his minions, keep those to get their extra damage output, and to grab a health pickup to keep himself on similar levels of health. However, Karmaco grabbed his own health pickup and balanced the equation.
Commentated is really keeping Sir Loinsteak away from those minions.
Has been all game, and it must be proving incredibly frustrating.
It has.
He's not out of the fight yet, but...
Oh no, I mean, this could really go either way.
Look at it, Karmaco hasn't been based in a while, so that will have a significant impact. But Karmaco, and he's ahead in items, just Karmaco has a potion he hasn't popped yet.
Yeah.
Yet,
He also hasn't popped that elixir he has as well.
Talking about having a long drawn out fight. It looks like Sir Loinsteak's losing, but the difference is in the abilities. He also appears to have more minions helping him. Sir Loinsteak nearly so close to that health pickup.
Nearly get that pickup.
If he had been able to pick that up, he would have been able to pop Surge, and Karmaco would have been in a world of hurt. However, Ignite and Barrier are now off cooldown. Who would have won that fight if Sir Loinsteak had made it? It's hard to say.
It is hard to say. You see Sir Loinsteak getting a third Ninja Tabby.
Looking to maximize his armor, which is it's a strong choice, but I feel against the Shen it might not be the right one. Magic resistance is going a long way because Key Strike, magic damage. Vorpal Blade, magic damage. Shadow Dash, magic damage. There's a surprising amount of magical damage output coming from Shen. Drawn out engagement.
See Sir Loinsteak going for the kill here.
All summoner spells have been popped except for Ignite, and Heal was popped a long time ago. It won't come into this battle at all. The world is waiting with bated breath for Karmaco to pop that Ignite, because when he does, Sir Loinsteak will either need to leave or find a way to very quickly kill Karmaco, which as the champions they are, isn't a possibility.
There's Ignite being popped, but not going to go for the kill.
He really can't, because, as I've mentioned, Sir Loinsteak has a speed advantage. Sir Loinsteak now really trying to avoid taking damage and keep the fight equal until his heal can come back up, because once he gets that heal, he then has the advantage. However, Karmaco grabbing that health pickup, that's going to... It's unbalanced the equation, so Loinsteak's now behind.
Indeed, and if Sir Loinsteak does kill Karmaco, Karmaco has almost 5.4k of gold to spend at his leisure.
He'll be able to pick the exact combination of shoes that he wants, and we'll see what he decides to go with. But more importantly, he'll be able to start constantly chugging elixirs.
Oh yeah.
Both ninjas meditating on the fight ahead, trying to figure out exactly how they can take the advantage, how they can win, because as it currently is, Karmaco's he's got a distinct advantage in health level and sort of control at this point, but Sir Loinsteak can come up from behind. With as much as it looks heavily in Karmaco's favour, I still feel that Sir Loinsteak has a strong position.
He does, and this is the thing, with these particular set of rules, battles can go either way. Someone can have a very clear advantage, and then in the next 5 minutes, someone else will.
Another drawn-out engagement, looking to see who gets the health pickup. It's Karmaco, which means Sir Loinsteak needs to leave now. He can't afford to go in a fight in which Karmaco is healing.
And those minions are not making it any easier for Sir Loinsteak either.
There. He needs to pull out. He needs to really only go in under the tower, and Karmaco is clever enough not to allow that. Although he does take one shot, and Sir Loinsteak picks up the pickup. I mean, that's what it's there for, isn't it? You pick up the pickup.
Exactly.
However, looking at the situation, Barrier is off cooldown, Ignite nearly off cooldown, Sir Loinsteak missing that taunt, that would have been perfect, popping Surge to try and take Karmaco down. Can he do it? I'm waiting on it. Barrier is about, there it is, Barrier pops. Karmaco holding out, waiting for his Ignite, because once he gets that, he's going to win the next fight. And there it is, there's the Ignite waiting, there it goes.
There it is.
Bad for you, Sir Loinsteak, but you didn't have control of that fight, and it's not your own fault. It's misfortune, really. That missed taunt at the tower, devastating for Sir Loinsteak's position.
Oh, and here comes the execution. And how much gold does he have? He has almost 7,000 gold. He can buy whatever he wants. And he'll be able to dictate what he wants.
To get away from that speed advantage, it wasn't that much. 20 movement speed isn't going to do... Well, it's not going to do all that much. 5 Berserker
Breeds.
For 5 Berserker Breed.
Exactly 2.
2 attack speed.
Exactly
2 attack speed. He's going to be hitting all the time.
He will. Yeah, look at him go. Wow.
Strike, as often as he can get it, is going to be happening. But at the same time, look what he's up against. He's up against a more mixed build, but the magic damage output for Karmaco is going to be much, much better. He's got spell penetration, he's got cooldown reduction. You're playing a ninja champion, cooldown reduction has such a massive impact. However, both champions now 18. All summoner abilities off cooldown, or on cooldown.
I see Sir Loinsteak doing so much damage right here.
Speed is insane. He's taken a massive advantage in this fight.
They're really going to want to go back and get that health back and see Karmaco going for it.
Doesn't have taunt, or either didn't use it. He needs to be taunting ahead to grab the pickup just as Karmaco goes for it, because it'd instantly win him these fights now.
That battle worked really well in Sir Loinsteak's favour. If it had picked up their health back, it would have gone even better. But I can say that with maybe as much attack speed as he has, maybe this can go in his favour.
Definitely. However, he can't. I'm not sure if he can win when Karmaco has Barrier. Barrier protects you from an extraordinary amount of damage, and at the same time, Sir Loinsteak doesn't have the liberties. Heal isn't as strong as Barrier.
That Barrier's got a 2-minute cooldown as well, so he's going to really want to wait for him to pop it, then get out of that. There is the Barrier, so Sir Loinsteak's going to really want to get out of there. But he's getting in there. The health that he's getting from the Vorpal Blade is quite a lot, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's just not enough.
If he'd held off or pulled out when Barrier was popped, waited for heal to come on, he could have won that. Heal would have made the difference. He would have had the health but instead he didn't quite time it well and didn't have heal when he needed it. Instead he just had Surge. And
Karmaco's Ignite just came off cooldown as well, so some of the spells picked up, they basically counter each other out.
Very effective counter to Surge, because no matter what Sir Loinsteak does, he can't penetrate that barrier quickly, even if he does use Surge. And Ignite, half the health from his heal is effectively taken away if he doesn't time it well.
And a full build of Berserker Greaves from Sir Loinsteak.
He's realised he's not taking damage from physical hits, he's taking it from magic.
You can actually have a look at this. Tons of damage being used.
And we'll see now what happens. Sir Loinsteak, well, he's in control. Karmaco can't come near him for risk of that taunt. However, at the same time, Sir Loinsteak has a lot of minions to cut through to try and protect that inhibitor, which is vital. Once that falls, I feel like the game will be over. There's the taunt. Damage coming down on Karmaco. He's looking to try and negate it with feint. Sir Loinsteak taunted. Is he gonna follow? Is he gonna follow? We'll see. Oh, good juke by Karmaco. He really, really wants that inhibitor. It's nearly down. Gets taunted though. Oh my god, the inhibitor surviving Sir Loinsteak's first kill of the match and putting himself thoroughly back in control of the game. He's got 30 seconds with an insane attack speed to try and cut his way.
He could actually really get that he could get that tower down with the amount of attack speed he has right now.
Himself there. At the same time, by the time Karmaco is back in the fight in a big way, Karmaco or Sir Loinsteak's Surge will be off cooldown and all summoner spells will be ready.
And Karmaco's sacrificing his cooldown boost to get attack speed.
He's trying to duplicate Sir Loinsteak in a way. I would have actually considered getting armor boots to try and balance out the damage that Sir Loinsteak's dealing.
This tower might be gone. I think this tower will be gone.
He really doesn't want to be taking those hits. Karmaco popped barrier, possibly a mistake. Sir Loinsteak wasn't even targeting. There's the heal. Ignite not off. Surge not ready to pop. I can't even...
Sir Loinsteak's really going to want to get out of there. I think all go and get that.
As it does. Oh. Yet again, another fight poorly timed. Just, he needed a few more seconds for Surge to be ready. But at the same time, Karmaco's lost the tower from 1 life. In 7 kills, he's achieved 2 tower kills. In one...
So I think with the amount of attack speed...
In 1 death...
Yep.
Well, okay, 7 kills, Karmaco has picked up 2 towers and an inhibitor. In 1 kill... Sir Loinsteak picked up 1 tower. If he keeps that efficiency and manages to get more kills, he should be able to push Karmaco back in 3 or 4 fights, if he can win them. However, right now, the situation is very different, because that inhibitor has fallen. Pushing is going to be a lot harder now. Thankfully, he's got this giant minion wave. And it might not seem like much, I mean, they are just minions, but look at the damage Karmaco's taken. None of that was effectively from Sir Loinsteak. Ooh, little late on that feint is going to cause problems. Looking to have a fight, however, the tower's getting involved, and that super minion really wants to protect his boss. Well, why wouldn't you? Your boss pays you money, you should at least support them.
Yeah, exactly.
Sir Loinsteak looking to get healed, but why? Well, he needs that super minion dead. Because the super minion's damage output's going to be absurd.
I'm just glad that Karmaco does not have promote.
A promoted...
That would not be fun.
It's just promote, people are saying, but think about it, in a one-on-one fight, if you've got 2 super minions with you, you've got a massive advantage. If you've got 2 super minions and one of them's promoted, the guy defending is doomed. Look at that damage output. Most of that.
That's incredible.
Minions. Be scared. Be afraid. Be very afraid. They're giant little dudes in hulking machines of metal. Sir Loinsteak's in a very, very dangerous and
He is in a
not sure
very
how
dangerous
he
spot
can
right here.
Get this back because he's too low on health. He can't get a health pickup and he can't return to base to get the health back because we're on proving ground. However, he does have 2 towers, so if he can get the positioning right, he will win a flat-out engagement with Commenco. Looking to get the heals from Vorpal Blades, blocking the Commenco's Vorpal Blade, which is of course very important. Commenco looking to deal some tower damage, so Loinsteak not really seeing it or not going for it, killing the super minion, but he's lost his tower for it. Is it worth it? Looks like no. There's the ignite. Taking
And
lots of tower shots. Commenco
there's the ignite, there's the
narrowly
kill.
surviving that fight. And sadly, I have to say, Sir Loinsteak he's out of the runnings. I'm sorry, man, but Commenco
There's second
just
tower.
narrowly taking control of the fight. GG, gentlemen. Well done, Commenco. You have taken the Fluffy Cup. Sir Loinsteak,
Congratulations.
thank you for playing. Everyone, all players, right from the first... What did we have? Did we have 6 players? Yeah, we had 6 players. All 6
We
players
did.
played beautifully. Commenco just managed to play that little bit more beautifully. Thank you all for watching, guys. Good night.